Hello, aspiring hunters. Welcome to the Hunter Experience. Hunter x Hunter, one of the most remarkable works within the anime and manga universe, is known for its emotional depth, complex characters, and of course its unpredictable narrative. However, one fascinating aspect of its story lies in an alternative version of its ending, which, although never officially aired, leaked among fans and revealed a possible fate for two of the series' most complex characters, Kurapika and Chrollo Lucilfer. If you're prepared for the incredible Hunter journey, click like and subscribe to the channel to join our troop. Don't forget to comment on who your favorite character is in Hunter x Hunter. Now, let's continue with this incredible story. The idea of an alternate ending for Hunter x Hunter, if realized, would have profoundly altered the emotional impact and direction of the plot, undoubtedly generating a greater moral dilemma among viewers and changing the trajectory of many characters. In the context of anime production, it is common for alternative ideas and versions of endings to exist, whether due to adaptation reasons or the desire for a different creative approach. This is exactly what happened with director Kazuhiro Furuhashi during the development of the 1999 adaptation. Furuhashi, it seems, wanted to give the anime a more definitive ending, diverging from the manga, which was still ongoing at the time. Instead of simply following the narrative of Yoshihiro Togashi, the manga's creator, he planned a much more tragic and emotionally impactful conclusion for two central characters, Kurapika and Chrollo. This ending, according to rumors and some evidence from leaked storyboards, proposed that both characters would lose their lives in a direct confrontation as a way to bring closure to Kurapika's eternal vengeance against the leader of the Phantom Troop. The theory behind this alternate ending is based, among other elements, on the core concept of an eye for an eye, which was introduced throughout the series as a reflection on justice and revenge. From the very first episodes, the audience is presented with various situations that question the concept of justice, the thin line between right and wrong, and how past actions shape a person's fate. Kurapika, in particular, embodies this dilemma, as his relentless quest for vengeance against the Phantom Troop becomes his primary motivation. He seeks to avenge the destruction of his Kurta tribe at the hands of the troop's members. Furuhashi, it seems, recognized the significance of this theme, and through the final confrontation between Kurapika and Chrollo, he proposed a dramatic resolution to the story. When analyzing Kurapika's trajectory, we notice a subtle yet fundamental shift in his personality. The 1999 series presents a Kurapika who appears more human, more deeply connected to his feelings of guilt and pain, especially after the loss of his tribe. His internal struggle regarding justice and revenge is intensified when he finds himself faced with the need to either kill or abandon his mission. In episodes like 58, Kurapika undergoes deep reflection, lamenting the loss of his ancestors and making a vow of vengeance that goes beyond a mere desire for personal justice. As he recites the oath to his tribe, he seems to experience a tension between his moral code and the necessity of fulfilling his revenge. The weight of his actions is evident, giving the impression that he is being guided by a greater force, a responsibility he cannot ignore. The introduction of the eye for an eye concept throughout the series reinforces this struggle, and the idea that the only way for Kurapika to find peace would be to kill Chrollo, the one responsible for his greatest suffering, creates the perfect setup for a tragedy. This final battle between Kurapika and Chrollo, in which both would lose their lives, would serve as a conclusion to the narrative of vengeance, ending the notion that the relentless pursuit of justice can lead to the downfall of one's personal story. Furuhashi seemed to want the series to end with this emotional weight, showing that violence, while resolving conflicts momentarily, does not bring true redemption or peace. Interestingly, although the story took a different turn, Kurapika in the 1999 series still follows a dramatic arc that aligns with this proposed ending. Throughout the series, we see a Kurapika with ambiguous morality, whose actions begin to reflect an internal darkness. Unlike his manga counterpart, who remains focused and goal-oriented, the 1999 anime's Kurapika is far more vulnerable and prone to regret. After Ubogen's assassination, for example, the anime includes a scene where Kurapika almost cannot cope with what he has done, feeling visceral disgust over taking someone's life. This contrasts with the manga, where he carries out the task in a cold and calculated manner. This contrast between the two versions of Kurapika, the 1999 anime and the manga, is essential for understanding the logic behind the alternate ending. While the manga presents a Kurapika who acts with unwavering coldness, the anime offers a more human version, one deeply connected to his emotions and internal conflicts. This internal complexity was one of the keys to Furuhashi's vision of the ending, in which Kurapika's death would not just mark the conclusion of his quest for vengeance, but also reflect his internal moral struggle. Chrollo, on the other hand, has always been an enigmatic character. As the Phantom Troop's leader, he has never shown any regret or remorse for his actions, treating the death of others as a natural part of life. His worldview more philosophical and pragmatic, starkly contrasts with Kurapika's, who is trapped in an emotional and existential struggle. The dynamic between the two characters is one of the most fascinating aspects of the series, as it represents two sides of the same coin, both driven by a greater goal, whether revenge or power, at the cost of their own humanity. The idea that both characters could meet their end at each other's hands also serves as a reflection on the very concepts of justice and revenge. In creating this ending, Furuhashi explored the idea that the unrelenting pursuit of justice, when taken to the extreme, can lead to an irreparable loss for all involved. The battle between Kurapika and Chrollo would not just be a physical fight, but a war of ideals, a clash between one man's morality and another's philosophy, with both ultimately consumed by their own beliefs. However, this alternate ending never came to fruition, largely due to Yoshihiro Togashi's desire to maintain creative control over his work. Togashi, who never agreed with the idea of such a definitive and tragic conclusion for his characters, chose to take a different path, allowing the story of Hunter x Hunter to continue expanding and evolving in a more complex manner. Furuhashi's rejection of the proposed alternate ending can be seen as a reaffirmation of the author's own vision for his characters and the story he wanted to tell. While the 1999 anime was praised for its faithful adaptation of the work's spirit, Togashi opted for a more open-ended and less defined approach, allowing his characters to continue their journeys without their fates being resolved in such a fatalistic manner. This contrast between the two endings, the one proposed by Furuhashi and the one followed by Togashi, raises an interesting question about the nature of storytelling in Hunter x Hunter. The story of Gon, Kurapika, Leorio, and Killua is not about reaching a happy ending or a simple conclusion, but about exploring the complexities of life, human relationships, and the choices that define each person's destiny. The rejection of a tragic and definitive ending can thus be seen as a conscious choice to continue exploring these complexities without the need for a clear and resolute closure. Ultimately, what truly defines Hunter x Hunter is its characters and narrative's ability to deviate from the expected, challenge conventions, and create stories that refuse to be resolved in a simple manner. The 1999 alternate ending may have been an interesting idea, but it is in the continuous pursuit of meaning and understanding by its characters that Hunter x Hunter finds its true strength. In conclusion, the alternate ending of Hunter x Hunter, conceived by Kazuhiro Furuhashi for the 1999 anime adaptation, presents a deep reflection on the fate and moral choices of its central characters, such as Kurapika and Chrollo. Although this version was discarded and was not written by Yoshihiro Togashi, it offers a fascinating perspective on how the story could have unfolded. The idea of a tragic and definitive conclusion, with the deaths of both characters in a confrontation that represents the culmination of their journeys, touches on themes of vengeance, justice, and guilt in a more closed and resolute manner. However, the fact that this ending was not adopted by Togashi himself reveals the complexity and openness he envisions for his work, allowing Hunter x Hunter to continue exploring its world and characters in a more flexible way, without definitive conclusions. Furuhashi's vision, while valid within its creative context, reflects a more rigid closure that did not align with Togashi's narrative philosophy. Rather than seeking a clear and final resolution, Togashi chose to follow a more open path, where his characters' fates are not predetermined, allowing the story to extend and evolve. This contrast between Furuhashi's proposal and Togashi's choice demonstrates the flexibility of the work and the importance of respecting different creative visions within the adaptation process. The rejection of this alternate ending does not diminish its value as an imaginative exercise, but instead highlights the dynamic nature of Hunter x Hunter, which refuses to be confined to a single fate. Thus, both the anime and the manga continue, as always, with the freedom to explore new paths and allow their characters to develop in a world of uncertainties, challenges, and possibilities. Hunters, that was our video for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed our video, subscribe to the channel as it is still very new, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then.